My name is Rio. So yeah, just a small sharing. Sorry, okay, right, the volume.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not used to sharing, so pardon me. My job doesn't scope like talking to a lot of people. Yeah, usually I just face machines. Yeah. So okay, so introduction. My name is Rio. So today I want to share my personal testimony, and because I came from Buddhist family, so I want to share with you how I met God, how He paved the way for me during my lowest point in life, and yeah. So my title is Soaring with God. So later you'll find out more. Uh, okay, so I was like an agnostic person. I I don't really trust anything until you really prove to me, right? If not, I don't believe all these religious things. And I was really fortunate to discover the wonders of God work when I was about 31. Yeah, so quite late into my life. And oh, by the way, I also want to, just now as Pastor say, right, I want to just quick introduction of my wife here, right? She accompanied me today, and she's from Nagano, Japan. I'm not sure any of you been there before. So yeah, I put up like these two pictures is from Nagano. Yeah, I took them. Yeah, so it's known for its mountain, natural landscape, and abundance of farm life, and many ski resorts. So if you love skiing, go during winter, and a lot of cute snow monkey soaking in the onsen. Yeah, yeah, we saw quite a few during our last trip there. So next slide. So I grew up in a loving, humble family. That's my family of five. We didn't have much, but we had enough. And that's my father. He works as a taxi driver. Then my mom works in a factory, in a canteen. My elder sister works in Barry, Bai Li Guo. It's a tuition center specialized in Chinese language. And my second sister, the one on your left, she works in Alexandra Hospital in a patient support role. And pretty much, I think my childhood, right, I got all the support I need. My parents very loving one, so they didn't control us. So only that one time, maybe I was a bit rebellious. You know, back then, very fashionable, right? The guy go and get piercing, yeah. So I got scolding from my mom. Yeah, other than that, pretty supportive. Everything, I got what I wanted. Yeah. So little background, I was a very active boy. I took up taekwondo when I was 12 years old, trained 3 times a week. And then I had this aspiration, I just want to be number one. I wasn't very happy with winning. That's a funny thing. I'm not happy with winning, but I hate losing. Yeah, so you know how difficult that is or not? That means that you win, you don't feel anything on it. Yeah. So I keep aspiring myself, okay, I want to be number one in Singapore. So I trained very hard. Then eventually I became a coach. I went around Singapore to teach a lot of students, 100 over students, Sengkang, Thomson, Tanling. And then soon after, I got scouted for the national team to take part in some national games. Yep. Then after that, I enrolled into Temasek Poly. It's called HTM, Hospitality and Tourism, after O-level. I wasn't too sure what course to pick, to be honest with you. So, but back then, I loved traveling. So I decided, hey, this course must be interesting enough for me to enroll myself into. And then after that, after graduation, it was time to be a boys to men. Yeah, so I went to CISPEC initially, and then was recognized as the best trainee in the company, offered the opportunity to cross over to OCS, and then commissioned as a signal officer. After ORD, I went to SIM, RMIT, took up marketing. It was also around this time, then I was like, okay, I'm sure already. I want to have a career that involves flying, traveling around the world. So I became next slide, cabin crew. Yeah, so in 2012, I joined SIA as a cabin crew. I decided this career because I thought that it was the fastest way, right, to travel around the world. And then, because like I say, my family didn't have much. We don't have the financial means to travel that often. So I thought, like, okay, this career probably give me the chance to go to many places. So among the 2,000 applicants, I think about 100 were chosen. So I was fortunate enough. Yeah, so life was good. I traveled to more than 30 countries, 100 over cities. And then I also managed to bring my family, annual family trips around the world. So we all have like staff tickets. So wow, that's a quite a blessing. Yeah, for somebody that don't have much, yeah, we can travel around the world every year. Wow, that's awesome. Then also, I managed to save up enough for that down payment for my house at age 28. So I bought a two-bedder. Yeah, so really all thanks to the job, I managed to have all this blessing in life. And of course, the main one of this is I met my wife. Yeah. If without SIA, right, I wouldn't be able to meet my wife. So we did a flight in 2018. It was to Haneda. We didn't go out at all, but we still exchanged contact. It was me lah. I asked her for her Instagram first, then asked her out, when's the off day. Yeah, so then the rest is history lah. So life was smooth, work was monotonous lah. So as a cabin crew, you just keep doing the same thing every flight. For me, it's pretty simple. And I pretty much have everything I need in life. So soon after, within second year, I was already the top 2%. Like there's a ranking, so I believe during that time there was about 4,000. I was number 81 already, second. Then they invited me to be assistant trainer. It's quite unheard of, like second year people ask you to train because they are still quite newbie. And then I was invited to quite a lot of events like F1. They asked me to be in safety video. This is the poster in the airport. So they put up my face there. But somehow or rather, I don't know why, I started to feel a little bit jaded. Although I got a lot of things in life, from that humble background, I started, wow, have house, met a beautiful wife. Career is pretty much like simple, and then, you know, I got everything. But I don't know, I just feel like something is missing. Then I was asking myself, like, is this my potential or not? Like, can I do a bit more? Yeah, so I was telling myself, okay, start look around for opportunity. Then I was looking for a career switch or want to start my own business. So one day I was just browsing Facebook, and then I came across this advertisement from Singapore Airlines. Yeah, it's really something like that. So they were hiring a cadet pilot, and then this light bulb moment came about. I asked myself, hey, why not? I applied without much thoughts because I don't have much knowledge, although I was cabin crew, but I don't have any knowledge about aerodynamics, the science behind flying. So I tell myself, it's okay, just apply first, and then after that, I'll go and buy books how to fly an airplane. So yeah, so I bought many books. I didn't look. I just buy them on a Google Playbook. And then every flight, I also had the opportunity to talk to pilots on my flight lah, so I can ask them questions. And then I also started to watch a lot of air crash investigation. I started making notes, the before, the during, the after. So I'll write out everything that went wrong, what could have been done to prevent this kind of accident. So I have like documents and documents of all the air crash. And then believe it or not, for a newbie like myself, right, actually the best thing, right, that helped me pass the interview is YouTube. Yeah, so you see this video, how to fly an airplane, right? It's only 1 minute. So I urge every one of you, right, spend 1 minute of your life, right? Yeah, you can fly a plane after that. Hey, just kidding. Yeah, so I owe a lot to YouTube. So nowadays, right, YouTube, you can watch videos on how to fix a bicycle, how to cook a meal, and how to fly an airplane. Yeah, amazing, right? Yeah, so after watching all this more than 1 minute of video, right, I went for the interview. I told myself, okay, I'm ready. Rio is ready. Let's go, man. I went for 2 rounds of interview. There's an aptitude test, and then there's a medical checkup. So that year, I think 2,000-ish, about 2,100 guys applied, and then about 100 got selected. And so the journey began. We did 2 weeks of outbound in Malaysia, then 6 months of ground school. So quite uneventfully, I just passed all the papers in my first attempt. Quite a lot of my classmates had to repeat some of them. So you see, like my life, right, is quite smooth and like nothing much, no like high and low. It's quite pretty. Just I get what I want in life. So it was only when I went to Australia, so things started to get intense. The heat got intense. I find myself lagging behind my rest of my course mate. So firstly, I was hardly assigned any flights from the start. So they will put us in similar theory exams. And then my peers were so far ahead of me. So one of my friends, he could fly solo already. Solo means you jump in the airplane yourself, you start the engine, you take off, everything yourself. There's nobody beside you. Then For myself, I only lesson number 2. Just how to, where's the instrument, where's the things. So we are so far apart, but yet they put us together for exams. So I feel myself struggling to catch up. First, I think I'm not that fast learner. Then second is, these people that I'm talking about, right, they had like from Air Force, they had aviation background. So they were really way ahead of me. So with about 57 in total, so we have 57 lessons in general court. People usually pass the whole course with about 5 flights cancellation. But by my midpoint, I already had like more than 40 flight cancelled. So it could be due to whether instructor is not available. But I was so mentally drained. Every day I wake up, I prepare for the flight. Then I reach there, they say, oh, sorry, you cannot fly. Weather bad, or the aircraft is not in the condition. So I said, wow, got so suay or not? Wow, 40 flights eh. So I even go and talk to the rostering. I said, hey, have you all keep track or not? You all saw how many flight cancellation I had? They say, yeah, just carry on. So they don't have that much sympathy. They just want to get things done. They are like a factory, so just want to produce pilots. Yeah. So during the training, right, all of us are given 13 hours for repeats. So you can repeat some of the lesson that you don't do so well, you don't meet the standards, you can do them again. But you're only given 13 hours. That's the magic number. So somewhere, maybe about 60% in the course, right, I was at my 12 hours there. So just 1 more hour, that's it. Bye-bye. Career gone. Like you spend 4 or 5 years studying, preparing for the interview, then just gone like that. Yeah. Oh, so the stress start coming to my head. Yeah. So I want to get a little bit more practice. So I spent $2,000 on a new laptop. I wanted to place the flight simulator. So, yeah, it looks something like this. So I got one in my house. So just 3 days after getting a laptop, right, one of my course mates, he said, hey, I help you to get tax refund. I'm going back to Singapore. So he completed the course and he said, I help you get tax refund to save some money. I said, yeah, sure, why not? So at the airport, right, I was carrying the laptop. Then the custom officer stopped us. He said, why are you carrying the laptop? Not him. He's the one claiming tax, right? So I have to just continue to lie, right? So I prevaricate. So I just say, yeah. It's his laptop. It's not mine. I said I forgot to pass him. So he also played along. He took the laptop. Then said, hey, bye-bye. So wow, he take my laptop, go back to Singapore. So in the end, I spent $2,000. Just 3 days into getting it, no more laptop to practice. So I was so stressed already. Wow, then I see my laptop flying away. Oh, ouch. Okay, but anyway, the laptop is back in my home lah. But it's only after I complete the whole thing. But that was the stress I was undergoing. Like nothing was getting smooth anymore. I thought my life was very smooth one. How come not doing very well? Flight training, spend money, then the laptop is gone. So I was start feeling stressed and depressed. I think my wife can be a very good witness to that lah. I call her. So I start losing weight. I lost 8 kg in a month. So I got one. Yeah, this actual picture. 65. I hope I'm somewhere close to that now, but I'm nowhere close to that now. Yeah, so I wasn't able to sleep well at night. Whenever I got tired and just doze off a bit, right, wow, I start having nightmare. It's just too stressful at that period of my time, my life. So sometimes when I have nightmare, right, then when I woke up, wow, the worst feeling is, actually, then I realized, the nightmare is now, because I need to face the flights again. Then maybe potential of failure. So actually my nightmare in the dream is a better place for me to escape from reality. So it's very difficult. So I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. Then I remember I was in front of a grass patch. I just keep pacing around, just walk in circle. I lost it already lah. Yeah. I was so overwhelmed. I couldn't think straight. So I decided to make a trip to the clinic. So our school do provide this kind of medical support. And then, so I was suspecting I have depression. Then how can that be, right? Like Rio is, I very strong one. I always don't believe this kind of thing. Like, I very strong one. But then I started to realize maybe I got depression. I was so sad inside. And then, so I went to the doctor. Like, I hope he can help me, give me something to help with my insomnia or depression maybe. Then so the doctor asked me, sorry, what do you do? I said, I fly lah. I'm a pilot. Wow, then he started to okay, then actually a lot of things you cannot take. So we have a list of banned substance. So I showed the doctor, okay, all these I cannot take. Then in the end he said, Okay, then nothing. I cannot give you anything. I said, huh? So I try to maneuver my way through. I like, oh, doctor, I got a bit of flu. Maybe you can give me the, okay, I try to read this. This word very good. Clofinaramine. Yeah, it's like a yellow flu pill. Yeah, it causes drowsiness, basically. Then he say, no, also cannot. It's a banned substance for pilots. Because if once we take, right, we will be grounded for like maybe weeks before we can start flying again. So I think in his own way, right, the doctor is actually trying to protect me. I sincerely believe that. So he didn't put in any records. He didn't give me any medication. Because he know that if he give me anything, right, then I'll be grounded. And then you'll add on more stress. I'm already so stressed, right? Then if I take medication, I cannot fly, then I become even more stressed. So in his own way, he tried to say, nothing for you lah. So I walk out of clinic, I like lost. I say, huh? I come to the clinic empty-handed. Walk out, yeah. Like I just feel like I'm not treated. I'm like a robot, not allowed to. You cannot be like you're a robot. You cannot be sick. Then if even you are sick, you cannot take any medication. Wow, that's I don't know. It wasn't. I feel like it's quite inhumane lah at the point of time. So I decided, okay, find another way to get drowsy. So I turned to alcohol. So I think my wife know me. I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink at all. So I decided to ask my friend that night, right? Say, hey, you drive me somewhere to any bar nearby. Let's grab a beer. So he drive. Then while driving aimlessly bar to bar, right? Somehow or rather, every bar is closed. Wow, got so sway or not? One by one, close. So while driving, we came across a lot of traffic junction. At least 15, at least. All red, all red light. Then my friend was like, wow, he stretched, he's like frustrated, and then he shout the F word. He said, what the is going on? Then I don't know, at that point, I start to self-blame everything. And I just look at him, I kind of look down, I say, I'm sorry. I say, the red light is caused by me, I say. Because, for a depressed person, right, like, everything that is not going smoothly or well, right, they tend to just blame themselves. So even for the red light, right, at that point, you stick with me, you drive with me, it's like that one. Get used to it. Everything cannot get one. Very sway. So, wow, at first he very angry, right? I said he used the F word or that. But after that, he feels sorry for me. He just said, hey, no. Don't worry, we will find a bar that night. So we keep driving further and further until we managed to find one in the city. So I had like 2 drinks, I already gonna get like drowsy already. So I went back, had a night of sleep, but I also realized that's not a way, that's not a solution. So I was trying to think of another method. So I thought like, hey, maybe find a place to just get a rest, meditate for a while, get away from all this negativity in my head. So I decided to take the car. So I have this Toyota Camry. We share, most of us like four cadets will share one car. So I wanted to drive the car. So that day when I took the key, going to drive, the car broke down. So just another episode. That's the car. I also don't know why. It has never broken down, but that day I want to use it, it broke down. So after a few days, the car was fixed. I asked another friend. His name is Charles. So coming from a Buddhist family, right? I thought, but although I come from a Buddhist family, right, but I was a bit more like behaving like an atheist. I don't pray to anything. So I thought like, okay there's a temple nearby. I checked Google, it's open. I asked Charles, hey, can drive me to the temple or not? I just want to like rest a while in the temple, meditate, and So I wanted to find that comfort and peace in life. So I planned this temple trip, make sure it's open, but unknown reason, I reached there. You guess it you guess it. It's closed So Charles and me, it's okay. Charles said it's okay. There's one more nearby. Then I checked. Yep, there's one more nearby. Let's do it. So both of us drove to the second temple. Do you want to guess? It's closed Wow, at this point I was like, I paid $2,000 to get a laptop. Laptop was taken away. And then I went to the doctor. hoping to get a cure, left the clinic empty-handed, want to get a beer, very frustrating trip, so much hardship, just get one beer. And then car broke down when I'm gonna use it, go to two temple, both closed. Oh, I was close to breaking point at this time. So I remember there was, we are at this road junction, right? So I opened my GPS. So I believe there's a slide for it. Yeah. So on the lower left corner, I was somewhere around there. So I told Charles, like, okay, on the left, right, there's a church. To the right, there's a Hindu temple. I don't want to use another brain cell. I'm too stressed already. Charles, you help me think. I'm going to close my eyes. You turn left or right, up to you lah. Just drive me somewhere. I just need somewhere to rest. So I don't know, perhaps due to, Charles is a Christian, so perhaps due to his background, he decided, left turn. So within 5 to 10 minutes, we arrived at the front gate of Perth Chinese Christian Church. So from afar, right, it really looked like this when I arrived. Yeah, so we arrived, it looks like it's closed, right? So I alighted from the car. Charles stayed in the car because he know, maybe it's closed lah. Because it's COVID period also. So Charles stayed in the car, I alighted. So I inched forward. The closer you walk to a building, you know it's closed, right? Sometimes you know it already. Then I try to give it a push on the glass door. It's locked. Because glass door, right? So I was doing this, really doing this. So I was like trying to pick like anybody inside. Nope, nobody inside. So that moment came about is when I turned, because Charles is waiting on me, right, at the pavement that you saw. So I turned, and I was just about to walk away, right? Miracle happened, the glass door opened. Then I turned behind. So out come this man, right? He said, yes, can I help you? Wow, that moment, I tell you, tears flow down my eyes. Yeah. I don't know, like, to me, right, that was a sign, like, that was the first door that opened for me. Like, so much hardship throughout my training, right? I really see that as the first door that opened, like, welcome me, like, hi, can I help you? Wow, so I did this signal, like, I told Charles, like, you go ahead, it's good, I'm good now, you go ahead, you drive off. So he just drove off. So I turned behind, I told the man, I say, sir, don't mind. With all the tears, like crying baby, I say, don't mind, I just need a place to rest. I'm very tired. Then he said, yeah, come in. So he sat me down in the service hall. I cried there like a baby for 45 minutes. Even I cannot believe it myself. Like, like real is so strong one. Like, he cried like a baby for 45 minutes. Yeah, so he left me alone there. So after I calmed down, then I started to have a talk with this pastor. So I found he's a pastor, a Chinese pastor. His name is John. So he started to listen to all my stories. I'm very kind of him. Then he also started to share about his son. So he said, like, I kind of reminded him of his son. He's around my father's age. Say like his son is a doctor. Then so the son was also going through some hardship during training, and he was quite far behind his peers, 6 months behind. So while I was about maybe 2-3 months behind my peers. So that very fateful day, right? He passed me a Bible, then prayed for me, even though I'm not a Christian at that point, but he just prayed for my for all this hardship to get lifted away with God's help and blessing. And soon enough, after that I returned back to my accommodation. I happen to have a roommate called Ben. Ben is a youth leader for his church. So I told him, hey, I got this Bible. I just went to the church. Then he also very happy lah. He said, okay, come, I pray with you lah. Then after that, I remember Ben, this is my roommate, Ben. Very funny guy. Yeah, so without him, I really couldn't get this far also. So after that, Ben shared this with me. So next slide. So this is what Ben shared with me lah. He said, come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle, lowly in heart, and you'll find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. Wow, this one I hear already. Not bad I really very like a lot of load on my shoulder, but knowing, there's God or somebody out there who can help you with the load. Wow, it's very heartening to know that. So the important message is like, you are not alone lah. So at my deepest, darkest, lowest point in life, to know that I'm not alone, wow, that was beautiful lah. So I find strength in that. So before bedtime, I always pull out the Bible or manga. I don't know whether y'all know about this manga Bible. Yeah. So that one is quite easy for me to read through. So Ben got a lot of them. He used it when he was young. So he passed it to me. Then, so this routine of praying, reading Bible, and then every flight, Ben will just pray with me. He just sit by my bed, and then he just pray for me to just, hopefully I get through all this flight training. So there were about 15 more flights to go. And then somehow or rather, right, they were more difficult than the previous one. So I already failed 12 flights. Then the flights are just going to get tougher and tougher, but somehow, thank God lah, miracle happened. I passed every one of them, every single one of them. And that was what happened after that day, that faithful day in church. Yeah, so you see, I completed my flight successfully. I also gained back my 8 kg. Yeah. I hope you all clap for the passing flight, not the 8 kg. Yeah. I gained a bit more than 8 kg actually. Yeah, so after getting back to Singapore, right, I continued with our training, but this time in the big jet, the simulator. So during one of the very last check, right, but this is Boeing 737. But so I was training in 777 then. The last check, right, somehow they picked this captain from online. He wasn't a trainer. It's quite unusual. Usually they pick the trainer to do the assessment. Then this captain, he was very particular about certain things that wasn't taught in the syllabus. Then end of the flight, right, both my partner and me failed. Then I start to wonder, that's weird. I remember after the day in church, right, everything sun very smooth, all passed. How come at the very last moment, wow, I feel like God kind of like just dropped me. Like he bring me up so high, right, then he dropped me down. I was thinking to myself, cannot be right. I don't know. So I just, in my heart, I just keep praying, okay, God, help me. I did all I could. I did everything that was taught during the test, but how come I fail? So I was telling God, like, hey, please help me pass. But knowing deep inside, I know, cannot be lah. Don't have this kind of thing on, right? So somehow he passed me the paper, so I signed, fail, F, fail. So I signed. Miracle happened. Next day, a call came in. I think Saiki was around in the living room with me. Then call came in. I said, oh, office. Okay, I pick up. So it was one of the top management captain. He said, hey, is this real? So I seen your report. So he said he's in the opinion that I pass. Wow, you know the light. Wow, huh? Yeah, how can that be? I sign off, I fail. Yeah, then so yeah, sure, okay, I passed. I look at my wife. Then my wife look at me like, whoa, wow, hey, God really answered my prayer. Yeah, so I just feel like, wow, really, God have never abandoned me since the start. You can't say I'm faithful because I wasn't from Christian. So I just met him when I was 30 years old already, doing a lot of things that you may be considered sinful, but still he did not abandon me. Yeah, so praise God for that. Yeah, so I used to be that confident man, believe I'm a master of my own fate. I just believe hard work one. So that's why, like, from my taekwondo to OCS, if you work hard, you can achieve everything in life one. So I don't need to pray to anything. That was my thinking back then. Wow, how wrong was I? Until that moment in Janacott in Perth training, I got to my lowest. Then I realized, hey, Rio, you're not that great. There's somebody, God is even greater than you. And without you, you're nothing. You are really nothing. Yeah, we all need God. So I just want to remind myself, maybe for some of you, like, during bad times, right, remember you're not alone. If you're suffering inside, you're not alone. Remember, God is always there for you. And then in good times, right, if you're, like now I think I'm in the better times. You can see from here. Yeah. Good times, right, just remember to always be humble as well. Like, we all need God. One good times, bad times, we all need God. And yeah, so is it okay if flash the last slide? Yeah. So I got a very small request from you all. Just can we do it together? We just say we all need God together. So 1, 2, 3. We all need God. Yes. Thank you very much.